kind of solidifies this idea of I've had all along, which is that a lot of people in our community, skaters and punk rockers, come from damaged backgrounds. Like my background was like that. My parents fought all the time, and there was a very, there's a very chaotic, sort of traumatic home environment for us growing up. There was violence and there was screaming and yelling and just poor examples, of adulthood being displayed all the time. And I don't blame either of them. I just think they were just not equipped with the tools and resources that they needed to thrive. And that sucks, but it's like, it is what it is. And then, there were divorces, there were like step families, a disapproving stepdad, didn't like skating, didn't like punk. And then that marriage also ended. And then it's just, one thing after another, man. And so you seek like chosen family when you're in that situation. And that's why this whole punk thing and skateboarding, I think, means so much to me. It was a surrogate family for me.
My life as a punk rock musician really began when I moved to California in 2006. I didn't have any friends, so I taught myself how to play guitar and I started writing songs. And that eventually became the Sprains, and that was my solo project until eventually I met Dan and Jesse, and we formed a full band, and we toured and played shows and had a great time for about 3 years.
From me and falling red disease. You know I'm quarantine, I'm quarantine, I'm quarantine, I'm quarantine.
Idiot was a short-lived band in San Francisco that I formed with these guys, James and Victor, and that was actually the first band where I used the moniker Grim Deeds.
Every day and a business me young. Someone's really gotta go and put you into your place. But you do things differently for once in your life, Never I don't think I'll ever see the day. Cause I want bad things to happen to you. I wanna see you cry and see you suffer too. Am I a bad guy? Maybe it's true. Cause I want bad things to happen to you. Everyone takes so much of your bullshit all of the time. And you're oblivious to any of your own faults. I want you to confess to all of your crimes. To me you would be the finest gift of all. Cause I want bad things to happen to you. I wanna see you cry and see you suffer too. I want a bad guy, maybe it's true. Cause I want bad things to happen to you. I want bad things to happen to you.
The story really began with the Infernal Circle, which was a heavy metal message board that we all decided to make in order to stay in touch and to share bands and just be dorks on the internet, basically. But a lot of the core friendships formed through that message board and carried over into real life. And my moniker on the message board was Umbergrim. But through my friendship with one of the core members, Mark, a.k.a. Vomitorsm, he began to dub me as Grim Deeds. And that's what stuck. Meanwhile, every weekend I'm going to San Francisco to hang out with David Jones at his apartment. And we're just having a great time, going to Bill's place for lunch, listening to music. He's burning me CDs, and we're watching videos, and he's encouraging me the whole time. Cody was the one who called and told me that David was gone, and it was a really heavy loss for me. That same year, I also lost a good friend from my childhood, Eric Falver, who I grew up skating with and who introduced me to a lot of music. And then a little while later, Brandon died. And in a year after that, Sheila, the twin sister of Sarah Ramon, passed away. When Winnie told me that she was pregnant, I was completely unprepared, but I knew that this would be one of the biggest milestones of my life, and that it was important that I did my best and tried to cope with all of the darkness that was inside of me and not let it affect my role as a dad, because it was just too important.
While I do chores all day. Before I had a kid, I could stay out late with friends. Now I've got responsibility and stress that never ends. But now I look into his eyes and it feels like I'm staring into mine. And I feel the weight of the whole world upon my spine. And now there's no going back, but somehow I don't really mind at all. When I carry him around, I feel like I'm a giant standing tall. Before I had a kid, I could travel on a whim. Now my daily plans are totally dependent upon him. Before I had a kid,
Sometimes you have to face the darkness in life in order to see the light, and that was my experience during these years.
when he cried.
Hey, Dad, I need you.
Okay. I'm ready. All right, son, it's time to learn an important trick. Are you ready? Yes.
I hope you don't post this.
High five.
Post it.
To add another layer to my identity crisis, I was still all the while maintaining my profession as a public school teacher and educating the youth, trying to set a good example of what adulthood should be and to be a positive role model, despite the fact that I was secretly writing all of these gnarly punk songs and expressing all of my demons and the darkest parts of myself through that music. And it was difficult to make that work and to achieve a balance that felt authentic. But to me, there was no other choice.
I always think
There have been a lot of albums, there have been a lot of songs, but there have also been a lot of people who were always there to help and encourage and support me throughout this whole journey. And I'm very grateful to the community that I was part of. Without it, I think my life would have been missing something important. And because of it, I can look back on this era and feel that I've accomplished something.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, 'twere the world analog, as it were in my youth. The corner record store that housed both Led Zeppelin's In Through the Outdoor and Mary Poppins, the original movie soundtrack, now lies betwixt dilapidation and doom. No longer shall we melt wax down into circular grooved perfection sent from the heavenly pressing plants where the gods of Plato reign. When men with laptops can imprison the voices of many in an infinite series of zeros and ones, this is the beginning of the end, the foreshadowing of the ends of days. The grimmest of deeds has been forged upon our earth, turning the truths of the past into play toys for sarcasm, the irony of millennial beasts of youth. Damn you, grim deeds, for you are the fool, the jester of these modern times. You shall bring forth oblivion. So rejoice in the blackness, Mr. Deeds. Create so-called melody and rhythm while you can, for the devil has befriended you. The world is no longer the home of crust punks and angels. Send them burning into the shining blackness of grim. Good night, wretched prince. Good night.
Grim Deeds, Foster City's unnoticed son. Got his 31st album done. He uploaded it today. Hey, he's a Bandcamp superstar. Does the vocals in his car. He gets a few word complaints that way. Gotta follow the future, where the future leads. And your future favorite band is a man they call Grim Deeds. Grim Deeds, punk rock's hidden jewel, teaches math at a middle school, with his garage band standing by. I just heard a song he did in his prep period, in the band room on the slide. Children are the future, slender, tender reeds, and your sons and daughters are in the hands of a man they call Grim Deeds. By the time this song is through, he'll have released album number 32. Da 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 ba 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 ba. and a mother-in-law from hell. And Foster City isn't zoned for jerking off and getting stoned, but he does it both so well. Rock and roll is no picnic down among the weeds, but your former future favorite band is a man they call Grim Deeds. Your former future favorite band is a man they call Grim Deeds, with corpse paint and a unitard and an intermission involving socks between his legs. But nevertheless, your former future favorite band is a man they call Grim Deep. Yeah!